to try to let coaches run their program and then really try to support them where you can. And so there wasn't one instance, there wasn't one day. It's once again, it's for some reason it just didn't seem to fit, right? And
Richard,
as I've said,
let's go ahead and do camera
for
6.
anybody that's ever
We'll just keep
hired
that DDR
employees,
8 in there.
sometimes you just don't get the right one.
We'll shoot
The
Hayden
resume
straight on.
nails it.
Chad,
Their interview nails
ME2A,
it.
put 6 on the
And
far left.
Find one person in this city, find one person, quite frankly, that's ever watched basketball that didn't think Chris Mack wasn't the right hire here. I mean,
Stand by to roll A.
Right? And but
Roll A,
as
dissolve.
things transpired over his tenure here, do you look at what happens if COVID doesn't hit in that second week
We got
of March
Tom.
and those guys are a number 3 seed and all of a sudden they're 2 weekends into the NCAA tournament? Are we sitting here today?
Kimber 2, can you try to
Probably
write
not.
some more and get him right in
Things
between the
transpire a little bit
L1 and
differently last
L2,
year
just that
because
red right
of
there.
COVID.
Have
Are
that
we
behind him.
sitting here today?
There you go. Thank
Probably
you.
not. And so it's all of those things, and eventually you get to this point where you have to make a decision, and that's where we're at.
Stand by live view 1 full.
There's been a fair amount of criticism from former players about racial.
Stand by to hot punch X.
Is that a big consideration as you?
Stand by to hot punch X big box.
Tim, it's a consideration in any position that we hire.
Roll X take.
At least it is for me, and it will continue to be for me.
Stand by
because
live
I think
view
it's
on full.
Something that we need to make sure that we're focused on, and we will be focused on. Obviously, we just hired Associate AD for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Derek Cowherd, and so absolutely, it's important to me.
Hey guys.
Josh, what will this hiring process look like? Will this be a committee of one and you, or will this be a group of players, alums, other university stakeholders involved?
Trying to
Dissolve live view
kind
1
of go
full.
through that right now. I can promise you it'll be a collaborative process, and maybe not necessarily interviewing individual candidates, but I will seek as much information as I possibly can as to what we're trying to, not what we, but a number of people, whether they're former student athletes, whether they're...
So 7 and 3 will be the next
fans,
on
donors,
cams.
members of the campus community. What are you really
6 and
trying
2
to see
are
in a
in
head
their
coach?
positions.
And once again, for me, it's about compiling as much information as you can and making the best decision possible. And so that,
And then Chad, ME2A will start single and reveal. Just a heads up, you don't have to do it right now.
because a $5 million decision is a big decision. That's it. I would expect anybody to discuss whether or not we're going to give any employee any time.
Have you heard Dalton lately? Mason, have you heard Dalton?
Yeah, he can rap. Him and Fallon can rap, and then they toss the 6. No God.
There was conversation.
Okay.
There was conversation as
Yes.
to why the decision was being made, and that's where you get into deem opportunity costs, right? I think that's a big number as you go into potentially.
Chad, when we get to
season
the mega, I'll
and,
need that Chris Mack
attendance is
2-box
down and
header.
things like that. Once again, you go back to the student athletes and their morale, all those things. I sound a little bit like a broken record, right? But we're going to take as much information as we have, make the best decision that we can, and that's
Camera
what
3, can you pedestal up just a little bit, see if you can get all black behind Scott? Is this it? Stand by ME3B, stand by. Are they bringing anybody else in? Make sure live view 1 keeps a shot. Mike, the anchors dissolve. Make sure live view 1 keeps a shot, please. Stand by to bring in Dalton on live view 7.
Talking about that departure agreement between Chris Mack,
Add-
the head basketball coach, and the university.
I don't want to fly. I want to reveal him in
His
the big
tenure
box.
here
Remember
has come to an
ME3A?
end with more than 3 years left on his contract. That deal is worth about $4.8 million to be paid out over the next several years. And Hurd said that it was really the loss of these last 4 games by more than 10 points, a disconnection with the players that led to this. He said it was clear to both sides that this was necessary. Now he's looking for the highest level of integrity in the next coach, what he called someone who can really coach
Stand by
basketball
ME1B full.
and embrace the community. And of course, also recruit, because we heard earlier, Fallon,
Clean.
one of the former players from the 80s saying that not one player on this team would get significant minutes with their 1980s U of L Cards team. The expectation, of course, here is to win national titles. Chris Mack is out with almost
Stand by to bring in
in
Dalton.
a separation agreement.
No,
And the
negative,
athletic director
Oh,
also saying
stand by
that this
ME1B
simply
full.
wasn't the right fit. He said it was
Dissolve.
a mutual separation, but when asked
Stand
by
by
a
B,
reporter
sound.
who
I need
initiated
that
the
top
separation,
SOT
the
on
interim
X.
AD did
Top
not
SOT
answer
on
that
X.
question. He just said it was a mutual separation.
No.
However, he did say that
Bring
it
X
was
sound down.
tough
There's a
decision
top
because
SOT on
Mack
X.
did give his heart and soul into this program.
It's
for
after the
4
mega.
years, and he said he was a hard worker, and it was a sad and tough decision. There are
So
much
Chad on
more-
ME2A, go ahead and
there's
give
much
me
more to
single,
get to
single.
on this developing story this evening.
Stand by B,
and
sound.
We'll get to that on WDRB.
And I need
News
a
at
Chris
6.
Mack
It
2-box
starts
header.
right
Stand
now.
by B sound, roll B sound flash. All right, stand by X sound. Stand by X sound. Chad ME2A in the returns.
Prompter, there's an update.
U of L men's basketball team without a head
Prompter's
coach.
correct. We'll have sound on X next. With. Stand by to card tween to X sound. Stand by to card tween to X sound.
Mack's last message for the fans.
I love them.
Stand by.
I love them. They want to win. I do too.
And what happens next?
Tween. Roll X.
I think I'd just start by saying that the
right,
guiding
stand by
light for any decision we
ME2A.
make
Stand by to
around
lose
here
the
will be
name.
what's best for our student athletes in our university. Fans will be a close second, but priority number one is our student athletes in our university. Doing what's best for the guys in the locker room was the mutual ground Chris and I
Lose
found in
super.
order
At some
to
point, can we let
to-
Master know
to
what
an
break they should have queued up?
Amicable resolution. I know I should have put that
6
word in there.
o'clock break 1, Master.
Our board
Stand by
of trustees
ME2A
and
with
new
their
board members
names.
agreed this was our best path forward. Thus, we're moving forward. And so, with that, we
5,
have come to
stand by
terms
2
and
box,
agreed to
6
a
and
mutual
2.
separation with head coach Chris Mack.
Take.
It is
Stand by
the
to
big
reveal
story
Live
of
View
the day.
7. Stand
Another
by
shakeup
Live View
for
7.
U of L basketball. Chris Mack is no longer the head coach.
WDRB
Reveal.
Dalton Godby has been on campus all day long following this story, and Dalton, you were inside that press conference that just wrapped up moments ago.
Take.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
Chad,
The University
fix your
of
key
Louisville
priority
will
on
be paying
248.
Chris Mack about $5 million over the course
Live View 7 on
of
the
next
left.
3 years. That was the
B on the right.
reached between Mack
Stand
and
by
the
A
university.
full. Stand by
They
A
say
full.
that mutually
Sound.
parted ways here in
I don't
this
know if I have his
decision.
super, so we'll go
Interim
clean.
Athletic Director Josh Hurd just addressed
Chris to the L2.
about
Tom
that
to the
decision.
L2.
It's not clear who started those conversations, but they did.
And I need
begin
camera 3 to get a
picking up
single shot of
sometime,
Suter over
this
there.
weekend and early this week. Don't know who started the conversation and where it went from there, but obviously we have arrived at this point. Chris Mack out as head basketball
Stand by
coach.
A
for the
sound
University
under.
of Louisville.
Stand by A
That
sound.
agreement, again, $5 million to be paid to Mack over the course of the next 3 years. He did have 3 years left on his contract. Several comments from the
Chad
interim
ME2A
athletic
needs to be a
director,
right
Josh Hurd,
3
had
box
mentioned,
with the same header.
that Mike Pegues will take over as the interim
Anchor
basketball
video.
coach for now, and that this program will immediately start searching for the next job.
B on the
candidate.
left.
Again, Josh Hurd
1 on the
saying
right.
This program, this job opening, one of the top in the country, probably top 10 is what he said. I asked him if there was a list of candidates already compiled. Hurd said that good athletic programs always have a list ready to go. He said he's talked to one candidate already that said this is a very, very
Chad
appealing
ME1B
job, and
needs to be,
coaches all over the country are
6 and
probably
3.
raising their eyebrows at this opening.
Make sure
Talked to
Suter
Mack
knows to
earlier. He had a
look
lot
at
to
3
say
when
as
we
well,
toss.
which
Camera
the
3, are you able to
fans
truck
well.
truck
He said
more
everything
straight
good
on?
about
Can you get around the desk?
this
Truck left
program.
3,
He said
get around the
that
desk.
This just wasn't the right
Be
fit.
more front of the desk,
That's
please.
Much of what we heard here today from the interim.
I know, I need you to
athletic
come
director, Josh
around to the
Hurd.
front of the desk.
This wasn't the right fit. when
Please.
this started.
Stand by
lot of
A
people
sound.
thought, hey, this is a great hire for U of L basketball. This is going to work out well. Here we are after NCAA sanctions. Several different happenings within this program, within the athletic program as a whole.
There you go, that looks better.
And we've arrived at a decision where Chris Mack is no longer the head coach. There is a lot to break down from this decision, and we are going
Are we not
to do
tossing
that
a soundbite?
over the next couple of hours. We're going to continue with this coverage. But just to recap, Chris Mack
I
out
guess
as
stand by
head
camera
coach.
2. He's not tossing
University
anything.
and Mack agreeing mutually to split ways. The university will pay him $4.8 million over the course of the next 3 years. We'll have more on this.
Stand by
to come.
2.
For now, reporting live, Dalton Godby, WDRB News.
Take 2.
Dalton, thank you. When
All
the
right,
dust settles,
I need the next set of
U of L
videos,
basketball
tapes.
team
It's more Mack
Sunday
file,
here
U of L
in
men's
South
basketball
Neck.
file, Mike
Tom,
Peagues
this
file.
obviously is
Stand by
not a
camera
full-time
1 with
college
Tom's
basketball
name.
team, right? But there are a lot of pieces to pick up here after a move like this. So what do you think the locker room and that next practice are going to be like?
And
well, it's going to be different.
Take one.
For sure. And for the players, it's something
Stand
that's
by,
probably a little bit of a shock. But on the other
stand
hand,
by to roll B. Stand by
they knew
ME2A.
things were not going in a
Clean.
great direction, and we're probably
Roll
aware that
B,
this is a
dissolve.
possibility. And I think
It's
players
correct.
are pretty resilient. They can
Stand by to
bounce
hot
back
punch
from this
2
kind of
in the
stuff
small.
pretty quickly, and they also want to look out for their futures,
Everyone, we are
whether it's
ending
here
the
or
block on
elsewhere
page
with their playing.
Block ends after
Take 2,
the
small.
Season, when
Take 2,
Coach Mack
small.
was suspended for 6 games.
Stand by to
amid
hot
that
punch
scandal
3.
That was going on.
Hot
Mike
punch 3.
Pegues took over. They did pretty well, really.
All right, stand by to
They
hot
were
punch
dealt
A,
with.
big box.
Sounds like that's kind of the plan again for the rest of the season. Do you think players
Roll
will
A,
respond to
take
him
big
in the
box.
games ahead?
Stand by
I
hot
think
punch
they
3
definitely
small.
will. I think
Hot
it
punch
helps
3
that
small.
He was in charge earlier this year. They went 5-1 under Pegues when Chris Mack was suspended to start the season. Won really a couple of their best games of the year. They won over Maryland and Mississippi State, winning a tournament in the Bahamas. So they definitely
Stand by to hot punch
responded
2
to
small.
Pegues, and I think they will again.
Hot punch 2.
Mack, as you know, was hired to help
Stand by to hot
restore,
punch B.
rebuild the basketball program
Big.
after Rick Pitino
Roll
was
B, take.
Yeah.
What does Mack's departure say to potential big basketball names that may be thinking about Louisville for the future?
Stand by to hot
Could
punch
certainly be a red
1
flag.
small.
Yeah.
Hot punch 1.
I mean, Louisville's reputation nationally, as Josh
Chad,
Hurd
ME1B
said,
in the
is
returns.
very
Camera
good
3, you'll
on
want to
one
size
hand. On
up
the
with
other hand,
Hayden.
there's been a lot that's gone on here over the last 5-7 years, and that's got to be a red flag to keep some people away, I would think.
Stand by hot punch 2.
January, but
Stand by
sports
2
fans
full.
love a good comeback story. I know you do
Dissolve.
as well.
Stand by
So
ME1B.
moving forward, what do you think about the possibility
Is your
of
S&D
the Cars
correct?
being
Yes.
in
Ready?
NCAA
Yes, right
tournament
here.
talks?
Stand by to
Out
hot.
of sight or
Stand by to hot punch
potential?
1.
Well,
Full.
technically, there's a chance.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Take 1.
It's not a great chance. At this point, they are way down on all the national metrics, and they would have to, in all likelihood, win the ACC
Stand by
tournament,
2 full.
in order to get into the NCAA tournament. That is a long shot, but the ACC is certainly not as strong as it
Hot
has
punch
been
2.
in some years. So, yeah, there's technically a chance, but I
Is this
don't,
the last?
I don't give a
Yeah,
very
that's
high
the last
ME1B
question.
should be next.
I took away, so you're saying there's a chance. You never know, right, Tomlin?
Right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Take.
the insight.
Have him look at 3. Have him
Fans
look
and
at 3.
all
Stand by
lookers on
S&D.
Twitter are reacting to Coach
with a
Mack
banner.
leaving Louisville.
One
Take.
person wrote, not one
Have Scooter
Louisville
sit
fan
down.
should ever
2,
have
give me
bad
a L2
feelings
shot.
or
Actually,
words toward Coach
yeah.
or his family.
All right,
Another said
stand by
Louisville
B.
currently has no president,
We will
no
card
AD,
tween to
nor a
BVO
basketball coach.
under.
Tough times in the Ville. A third fan said,
Stand by to
"I
card
wish
tween to
things had
BVO
turned
under
out
Hayden.
better. Hope nothing but the best for you and your awesome family.
Tween.
Coach." Chris
Roll
Mack
B.
made a huge impact on the Louisville
All right, stand by
community. The
camera
Mack Family
2.
Foundation
Page
created
6.
4
He's going to
outreach
wrap and then
programs.
toss the
One of
break.
them, Coach Mack's Corner, that partners with elementary schools to
No.
install one
Stand by
of a
camera
kind
2. It's all the
reading rooms
same.
for kids. The foundation supplies hundreds of books for students to start a love of reading.
Stand by-
Other programs include the back to school
I couldn't hear you. What?
No, weather's not next.
No,
We
this is the last thing. This page 6 is the last thing of the break.
I have your big weather. It's right after break.
Stand by camera 2.
Our
Dissolve.
coverage of
Stand by to
Mack
fade to black.
continues
Stand by your
straight
break
ahead
master.
At 6:30 tonight, our Tom Lane will be back to talk with ESPN Radio's Bob Valvano.
Hey,
We'll be right back.
fade to black. Roll your break. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. Big
job,
weather is
everyone.
next.
Right
Big
after
weather
this,
is next.
We're going to come out.